When I interact with individuals, especially when something has gone wrong, there are two dimensions pertaining to behavioral patterns which I have come across. One is a certain section of people blame people other than themselves for all the issues that have happened, or in case there has been a failure, they put the blame on others. I also come across individuals who get into this element of self blame. When something goes wrong, they blame themselves for it. Now, both these behaviors are negative in nature, and both of it, as much as possible, one stays away from, that much the better. Without getting into this particular dimension of blaming others, today I would focus on self blame. So, a lot of folks, when it comes to failures, they have this particular tendency to put the blame on themselves. There is an element of regret, guilt, embarrassment, or any other negative emotion. Now, when it comes to something which has gone wrong, you can always have this perspective of speaking to yourself or possibly telling yourself that you need to get better. At the same time, you need to also understand that what is gone is gone. So, blaming yourself for any failure or any bad event that has happened is not going to be good. Rather, instead of self blame, one should look at this particular opportunity to reflect and deliberate. And in case course correction needs to be taken, that can be done. However, getting into this mode of blaming oneself for any negative event that would have happened around, or possibly a failure, is not going to take you onto the right path. It can possibly get destructive, and it can actually damage your mind as well as various other aspects of your life. So, what you need to do is, in addition to reflection, you need to understand that self blame is something which should not be a part of you or what you need to get into, because the outcomes of excessive self blame are many. As I mentioned, it can impact your mind. Two, a very important point that I have observed is people who get into this mode of self blame, they also suffer from an inferiority complex. And that's going to have a major repercussion when it comes to your interaction with people around you. So, if self blame leads to this particular element of you getting into a mode of inferiority complex, then your interpersonal relationships would also get hampered, because the point is you look at others around you to be more superior than you, and that's going to become a major impediment in terms of how you communicate and how you interact with people. So that can be a problem. The next point pertaining to the element of self blame is it brings in a lot of negativity. So the more we blame ourselves, the more we start hating ourselves, the more we castigate ourselves. So that will bring in negativity within us, because understand that self blame is something which is inward of us. So, unlike us blaming others for anything negative which would have happened, which is more of outward, here it's inward. So, the more you torment yourself, the more you castigate yourself, the more you're going to get into the zone of negativity. And negativity within you would also entail or translate into negativity outside of you. So a lot is going to get impacted, or a lot will get impacted in terms of your personal life as well as professional life. So self blame is something which we all need to keep away from. We can always think about ways as to what could have been done better. However, blaming oneself is not going to be of any value, because the reality is what is gone is gone. You can't control your past. However, you can do your very best to give a best shot for the future. So do not blame yourself in case something has gone wrong. You have this thought of regret that you should have not done something in a certain manner or done something else in a different manner. So at times understand bad decisions can be made. There are also factors beyond your control. And due to whatever reason, in case there has been a bad decision taken, or possibly because of some factor beyond your control, something negative has happened to you, there blaming yourself is not going to add any value. What you need to do, take the lesson out of it, take the learning out of it, and ensure that at no level or at no scenario you get into a negative mode which can impact your mental health, physical health, emotional health, and also get you into a zone of inferiority complex and hamper your interpersonal relationships with people. So this is how it is. And please, once again, stay away from any element, be it of blaming someone else for your misery or even blaming yourself for anything untoward or negative that would have happened. Thank you very much for your time.